following the example of Jesus. Now, if we're to be following the example of Jesus, shouldn't we be watching pretty closely to see what it is we're supposed to be doing? Because Jesus didn't want us to worship him. He wanted us to be like him and to do as he did. He did not come here to do miracles to be worshipped. He did those miracles to get our attention. This is so he could teach us, and so we would listen. Yeah. He taught practical things that would help with figuring ourselves out. Stuff like forgiveness, acceptance, humbling ourselves, realizing our faults, and choosing to follow his way, which he prepared for us by showing us how. Now in John 14, it says, "Truly, truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will also do the works that I'm doing. He will even do greater things than these, because I'm going to the Father, and I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son." We must also consider this was directly after Jesus had the dialogue with Thomas. And as John writes it in John 14, Jesus said to the disciples, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. In my Father's house, if it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, so that where I am, there you may be also. And you know the way to this place where I'm going." And Thomas said to him, "Lord, we do not know where you're going. How can we know the way?" And Jesus said to him, "I am the way, and the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me." Now we have excused ourselves from following his way and doing his teachings, and doing this has allowed us to remain to clinging on to judgments and blames. Now, by the excuses that we give ourselves, we forget about many of the teachings of Jesus. And we simply put the image of him on a pedestal and claim to believe he is real. What's the true meaning of the word believe? Trust, rely, yeah. And to ourselves we say stuff like, well, he's up there and holier than me, and I'm down here and lower than he. Yeah, we've got lots of cute little rhymes and stuff, don't we? As I convince myself of this belief, I excuse myself of ever even trying. And I can keep treating others with spite and lack of faith in them, like they are not someone to love. And I can treat others without love and only look at others with judgment and blame and look at myself as better than them. Since this is what I'm doing in my hoarding and greed, I give a million excuses for what I think is worship of Jesus, when really I betray him in my failing to even try and put effort into his teachings. Now that's the point. To think all he came for was me, to believe he existed, that's all. Now this is the only possible way I can find why people who claim to follow Christ could cause so much hate and suffering in the world. Because in truth, they don't know, or they don't try to follow his instructions to salvation. He died in hopes that it would cement the way and path in history for people in the future to understand. Well, I think it's finally happening. Look at all those excuses that we humans give for never doing good deeds for one another. Of course, I'm not speaking to any of you, am I? Or myself. This is a message for those with the eyes to see, and ears to hear, and the hearts to empathize.